Hi everyone, my name's Catherine. Welcome to my channel, and today I am being very brave because I am coming to you with my hair all natural. My pain level is really high today, and so the idea of flat ironing just was not appealing to me. So yeah, hopefully I don't get kicked off of booktube for nasty hair. But anyways, so I really didn't have anything I really necessarily wanted to talk about today, so I thought I would just share some of the books that I've been reading and just kind of what I thought about them. So November has been interesting in regards to my pain. It's been up there with my pain level, and that does kind of hinder my desire to read, my comprehension of what I read. Fibromyalgia is a beast, and if you have it, you know what I mean. If you have anything like it, any type of autoimmune issue, yeah, you get it. So the first book I read, I'm going to put a picture up here because I lent the book to my mom, and it's called Not That Fancy. It was released this, I think, in October, and it's written by Reba McEntire, and it's just a story of her growing up here in Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma, so I have always liked Reba McEntire because she is an Oklahoman. And I do like country music, but I like classic country music. That's more what I grew up on. I don't listen to it a lot or anything, but I do like the classic stuff. And Reba, her style, her voice kind of lends more to the classic. I think about the 80s. Right after that is when it kind of like started into something new. And on a side note, if you do like music, country music, whatever, Ken Burns on PBS did a 5-part documentary or whatever about country music, and let me tell you, that was so good. If you like any kind of music, I would suggest watching that. It was very educational, and yeah, I liked hearing all about those old singers and bands and stuff, because I like the old stuff. So anyway, so Reba's book was great. I loved it. I loved the format and the style of it. I mean, she had a lot of pictures of her growing up. I had no idea she was in the rodeo. Like, that's really how she got started. And so that I found very interesting. I do like horses, so I thought that was just very interesting. And she shared a lot about her faith. So as a Christian, I enjoyed that. And she has recipes because here in Oklahoma, she has a restaurant and down in like Southeast. And I haven't been there. I want to go after seeing the pictures in the book. But so anyways, one of the recipes was like my favorite. Okay, if you live anywhere around here, you know about Sonic. So yeah, Sonic tater tots, and her recipe was like 1, get in the car, 2, drive to Sonic, 3, order the tots. Yeah, that's my kind of recipe. I love Sonic tater tots. Sometimes I like to go to Sonic and just get a unsweet peach iced tea and some tater tots. Anyways, enough about that. That book was great. I loved it. Her fashion, she talks about her fashion over the years, her hair over the years. It's just so good. It's so good. I loved it. Anyways, and my mom, she told me she liked it, and then she's going to lend it to my grandma. So anyways, the next book I read, and this is for my fall into faith, and this is called Millennial Nuns. And this was really good. I don't know much, I didn't grow up in the Catholic faith, so I don't know a lot about nuns. So this was really interesting because I didn't know there were like stages to becoming a nun. I found that interesting. There was I think 8 girls that it talks about. Like each chapter is a girl discussing how she felt the calling. And one thing I noticed is that most of them did not grow up wanting to be a nun. They were in college, they were doing their thing, and something happened in their life, and they just felt the calling. And then I also like that at that time, they really debated within themselves. They really talked and pondered and, dealt with this and really listened to God's voice to make sure this is what they were to do. And I really liked that. And I liked that they all have these very, kind of unique gifts that makes them who they are. And they were able to use those in the ministry. And it was just really good. I felt a little convicted because I'm like, wow, I'm nothing like this. But then I felt encouraged because, maybe I could be more into a ministry. I mean, I'm not going to be a nun, but, something here in my own life. So I just thought it was very good. And I really liked it. Okay, so then the next one I read, I'm going to put a picture up here because I already returned it to church. This is the next one I have in the Martha's Vineyard Mysteries from Guidepost, and it was called Storm Tide. I really liked this one. It's not a spoiler. In the first paragraph, it says that Priscilla, the main lady, she was at her cousin Joan's house. They walked outside because of a storm. A tree had fallen and they found a skeleton. And so it kind of takes off from there. And so I liked that. It was just immediate, mystery and intrigue and suspicion. And I just love it. And so then there have been several in the series that I have liked, and I like them because they're more kind of community ancestry mysteries. There's something within the history of Martha's Vineyard and people who used to live there generations back, and how it all entwines and stuff around the community, and the mystery. I like all those ones that have some type of with the ancestry, because then she has to go to the historical museum and go through all the artifact or the documents and stuff. And yeah, that just kind of says awesome to me. The nerd in me likes the research part. So I really like that one. There were a lot of little small mysteries in the book alongside this one. So that made it interesting. And the ending, when, at the end of any cozy mystery, or if you watch those Hallmark movies, she's whoever the main character is going to get trapped or taken or whatever, right? And somebody comes to rescue the person, the girl. So in this one, I loved the rescuer. That character is my favorite in the whole book. And yeah, it wouldn't be the same series to me if that character wasn't in the book. I just loved it. It was such a good little rescue. So yeah, I loved it. I gave that one 4 stars. Oh, and I gave Millennial Nuns 4 stars, and I gave Reba 4 stars. And then the next book I read was called Off the Chain. And this is the first book in the Gone to the Dogs series. It's a little cozy mystery series that came out, I think, last year or the year before. And the 5th one had just been released earlier this year. And so I think in September I read it, and I wanted to because it had the dog and a little football on the front, and I was like, okay, that's perfect for this time of year. So yeah, I read 5 first, and I loved it. Yeah, it was a 4.5. I mean, can you give a cozy mystery a 5-star? Because it's a 5-star. It's the best cozy I've read. I liked it that much. So I don't know, a 5 on a cozy seems weird. But yeah, definitely a 4.5. I think I gave it 4 on Goodreads. But anyways, I loved this book. This, though I'll put a picture up here. This is the first one, Off the Chain, right? Off the Chain. And this one started off with a lady named Marigold, and she finds a dog trapped in a drainage pipe. So she gets in the drainage pipe, rescues the dog, and she's like a dog rescuer. So she works at a vet, and so she takes it to the vet, and she's like rehabbing the dog. Well, the mystery of the story is that the vet place, the Lone Star Vet Clinic, gets broken into, and so then there's like all this stuff with that, and this mystery guy that owns a place behind them. And yeah, it's really good. I love this series. I like it. It's set in Texas. It's just kind of my area of the world, so I can relate. The characters are great. It's funny. Yeah, it's so good. It's got dogs. I love that. I would really recommend the series, especially the 5th one. I loved it. And then, okay, so the next one is I was going to, I'm kind of having, like I said, the pain. And so I'm working on some other books for the fall into faith. And I was like, okay, look, I've just got to just kind of like relax my mind right now. And so I was like, well, I'll start this book that I had. And it's called The Art of Love and Lies. And I picked this one up from Barnes and Noble because it deals with like an art painting and everything. And so I thought it would be really good. I read the first 3 chapters and I was enjoying it. But I had requested on Libby, Jen Toronto's new book, To Spark a Match. And so that came in. So I had to stop this book so that I can start To Spark a Match. This is the second book in this series. And okay, I loved the first one. It was very funny. And this one, so far, I mean, I'm only like on chapter 4, but I love Adelaide. She's hilarious. Oh my goodness. The first few chapters, like she has a comedic, I don't know what you call that when something funny, like a coincidence or whatever, but she finds herself in those all the time, which I guess I can kind of relate to that because I'm a little, I am kind of a klutz. And so anyways, so she gets into this like banter of wits with this guy, okay? And so I love this line. I wrote it down to share because this is so me, okay? I've never been deemed what anyone would consider normal. I just love that line. So yeah, I love her, and I'm excited to get on with that book. So I'm going to work on that, and maybe I'll get back to this Love and Lies art book thing. Okay, so I'm working on, I had to take the dust jacket off while I read it, but I'm working on In the Lord I Take Refuge by Dane Ortland. This is going through the Psalms, so you like read a psalm and then he has like a little blurb about it, a little like devotion reading or whatever. So I'm doing one a day. So of course today's the 17th, so I'm on 17. I'm enjoying it. And then I am working on this Joy in Christ's Presence. It's kind of hard for me right now because I am dealing with some stuff. So yeah, I'm just taking it slow. And then I am reading The Loveliest Place by Dustin Benge. This is about the church. And so I think I'm about 3/4 of the way done, I would say. So it's good. So far, I think I'm going to give it a 3. So that is what I'm reading right now. Yeah, it's just been kind of a weird month. We're coming up on the holiday, so next week's a 3-day week for me, and I'm looking very much forward to that. And so anyways, that's what I'm reading, and I hope everybody's doing great. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you're reading, if you've read any of these books, if you have any suggestions. Okay, thank you. Bye.